Let's talk about fear. It's something we all feel, right? But sometimes it can be this silent barrier that holds us back from our true potential. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into how to dismantle its influence, one step at a time, so you can unlock the life you're really meant to live. But first, I want to ask you something. Just take a second and really think about it. What would you do if fear just wasn't a factor? What's the first thing that pops into your head? Imagine standing right at the edge of your biggest dream and feeling nothing holding you back. That's the kind of freedom we're going to explore today. All right, so first up, let's really understand fear not just as some vague feeling, but as a very real barrier in our lives. The best way to think about it is like a mental prison. Seriously, it builds these invisible walls all around us, and they limit our choices, our actions, and, well, our growth. It keeps us stuck in a comfort zone that, let's be honest, isn't always that comfortable. It's just familiar. So what are the walls of this prison actually made of? Well, they're made of these incredibly common fears. That crippling fear of failure that can stop you from even starting something new, or that paralyzing fear of rejection that keeps you from making real connections. And of course, that deep-seated anxiety about the unknown, the one that stops us from taking any risks at all. So, if we want to break out of this prison, we've got to understand its architecture, right? Let's get into the psychology of fear, where it actually comes from and why it has such a powerful grip on us. Because, understanding it is the very first step toward freedom. So what even is fear? Well, it's not some personal weakness. It's actually an ancient biological response that's hardwired into our brains for one single purpose: to keep us alive. The problem is, this primitive alarm system has totally overstayed its welcome. It was designed for a world full of immediate physical threats, not the psychological stuff we deal with today. And this really shows the mismatch perfectly. Our brains can't easily tell the difference between an ancient life-or-death danger, like a saber-toothed tiger, and a modern social threat, like public speaking. It triggers the exact same fight-or-flight response for asking for a raise as it would for, running for your life. That's literally why your palms get sweaty before a big presentation. Okay, so now that we get the problem and where it comes from, let's get to the good part, the solution. This section is all about real, actionable strategies for breaking free from that old, outdated programming. There are two things that are incredibly powerful here. First, there's mindfulness. This just helps us notice our fear without letting it control us. It's like it creates a tiny little gap between the feeling of fear and our reaction to it. You just notice your heart racing and you can say, okay, there's fear, without letting it grab the steering wheel. Second, and this is our main focus, is the art of reframing your thoughts, actively changing the story you tell yourself about what that feeling even means. And this is a total game changer. Learning to reframe your thoughts is honestly one of the most powerful skills you can build to completely transform your relationship with fear. It's all about taking back control of the narrative inside your own head. This quote right here just captures it all. Most of us see that feeling of fear as a big red stop sign, a warning to slam on the brakes. But what if we saw it differently? What if fear was actually more like a green light, a signal that what you're about to do is important, that it's a chance for real growth? That nervous energy you feel isn't a sign to run away. It's your body getting ready to perform. It's a signal that you actually care. The difference is it's huge. When fear is a stop sign, we're paralyzed. We avoid things, we retreat. But when we reframe it as a signal, that exact same feeling pushes us to proceed, to prepare for the challenge, and ultimately to grow. Same feeling, totally different outcome. So let's put this all together. Overcoming fear isn't just a one-time thing, it's a process. Here is a clear, actionable path to mastering your own mind. It really just boils down to these 3 steps. First, understand where the fear is coming from. Remember, it's just that old survival machine kicking in. Second, the moment you feel it, consciously reframe the thought. See it as a signal, not a stop sign. And third, with practice, you start to master your mind. You build a brand new, empowered response, and you turn what was once a reflex into a conscious choice. And please remember this, the goal here isn't to become fearless. Fear is probably always going to show up when you're pushing your boundaries. The real victory is transforming your relationship with it, going from its prisoner to, its student. This is a huge transformative process, and it's absolutely possible for anyone. So I'll leave you with one final, powerful question. Now that you have this framework, what is the very first fear that you are going to reframe?